is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at Stockton Con.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of Stockton Con. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that boy. Hey, man, shout out the Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut the shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother.
Oh, you didn't know. I gotta ask you one question, ladies and gentlemen. Just one little question. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, every year, there are two major events in pro wrestling. There are two major events in wrestling that changes the landscape of professional wrestling moving forward. There are two significant events every year in the world of professional wrestling. One happened in January. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestling Kingdom. It's one of the most significant wrestling events in professional wrestling that you should be watching. And the other one? Well, the other one was tonight. The first night of WrestleMania. WrestleMania 40, Saturday night. This is a WrestleMania that is changing the landscape of professional wrestling. We are entering into a brand new era of professional wrestling. And again, I ask you, are you ready? Because we are ready for night two, but we're going to cover night one. We're going to get rowdy, bowdy, downy, downy. Now, was this a perfect WrestleMania night? That's going to be up for discussion. And you're welcome to join us in the conversation. Join us in the comments. Tell us what you thought. Tell us what you think in the voting here. I know we're a little late to the party. A lot of other people have already started the show, but getting together and getting everybody here took a little bit of time, but that's okay, and we're here. So drop your comments below. Join in the conversation. Tell us what you're thinking on this night of WrestleMania night, Saturday night, night one, first night, WrestleMania 40. And ladies and gentlemen, what a night it turned out to be. It turned out to be, I would say, an okay night. I don't think it was a great night. I think it didn't live up to the hype. I think some of these matches felt a little flat in places. And just, I don't know. I think you got to the end and it kind of got going again. I definitely felt the ending was more important than some of the stuff in the beginning. I think there was a couple letdowns that just didn't live up to what should have been the WrestleMania hype or WrestleMania level matches at times. But we'll definitely discuss that. But before we get going, let me introduce you to the boys right here with me. First up, the master behind Ciampa, Clarke. You know me, I'm the big time. He do it like I do it, like nobody's business. Get it on. There you go. Welcome to the party, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Value of Wrestling WrestleMania 40 Saturday night, night one, whatever you want to call it, post-show review. The media, the media press conference after the show, we got some insight there that was pretty interesting. For a little bit, I did get to watch before we had to come here and get all set up here. Mr. Clarke, what is your opening statement about WrestleMania 40 night one, Saturday night, whatever we want to call it? What is your opening?
You pretty much have to go segment by segment. There are some things that were great, in my opinion. Well, I know we're going to disagree. I can already tell this off the top. And some things, like you said, didn't quite live up to the hype.
Mr. Z, your opening statement.
I felt like my benchmark was right here because WrestleMania 40, night one, let's get it right. And it just, that much.
And that's what we're going to get to talk about, because we started off WrestleMania 40 with a 2-hour kickoff show. No matches on these kickoff shows, but we got 2 solid hours of kickoff, and the kickoff hit harder than some of the stuff that happened at WrestleMania. I guess just CM Punk adds a flavor, and then Big E and CM Punk interacting with one another is just hilarious. And Punk just knows how to keep things interesting in his moments. So we got the 2-hour kickoff show. Then we got into it. We started off with the Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley, the defending champion, against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch came out in a half wedding gown, half her book, basically, is what she was dressed in. She had quotations from her book written on her outfit tonight. And that was a mixture. Rhea Ripley coming out to the band whose name I do not know offhand. I forget.
Motionless in White.
There you go. Were the ones that came out singing her out. I think either the Cold or the singer was a little off at the beginning. He started off a little off, but eventually got into the song, and it was a great entrance. Rhea Ripley looking like a badass, like she should. This match, unfortunately, was a mixture of things. The big thing is, I think we didn't get the match we really deserve here, because as we were told on the announce table, Becky was suffering from strep throat and running about 102 fever, and she was out there. And even though she was sick, I think she gave us a decent match, but this match just wasn't what I thought would have been the match we would have gotten out of it. Eventually, we get what was supposed to be a manhandle slam from the top rope. Ripley blocks her. Ripley hits a riptide into the turnbuckle, followed up by a second riptide for the 3 count. And she had to hit multiple riptides. This wasn't just a fallout, a complete squash match, like I've heard some people call it. But yes, it was pretty much a dominant Ripley match. It made Ripley look really strong. I think Becky was trying to hang in there, but I think, if Becky would have felt 100%, I think this match would have been a little more. It was a mid-match. It was, a 3-star match, I would agree. It went about 17 minutes and 1 second. Rhea Ripley winning, retaining her title, which is fine, and she's looking strong. I wish Becky wouldn't have been sick. I don't think there's anybody to blame here than Becky, just that she was sick, so she just wasn't 100% in there trying to give her able to give her best. Mr. Clarke,
what did you want out of this match that would have been so different? I don't see any weakness in this match like that. I mean, was it a perfect match? No, but I mean, she didn't give you the match you were looking for. What were you freaking looking for?
I was looking for a good, solid match here. It was more Ripley was more dominant. Becky had a few moments, but you could tell that Becky wasn't 100% in this match. I mean, with them telling us on commentary, so I understood it. I know it was her fault, but I just feel that if she would have been at 100%, we might have gotten just a little bit better of a match out of it all. I mean, it was still a good match, but I don't think Becky, with Becky and Ripley, I was expecting a little more.
I don't think even at 100% plus 20, you would have gotten that much of a better match. I think fine. Becky Lynch is so good, even sick, she gave a damn good match.
I think for the effort, yes. I just wish she would have been 100%, because I think it would have just been a little more. You could just tell she was not 100% there. Mr. Z. Did you have something else you wanted to say? I was trying to cut you off.
I was gonna let you two just finish going at it here for a second, because I was like, all right, well, this was gonna be. I'm gonna kick back and enjoy this. I'll go grab a beer and we'll hang out. But I didn't catch the fact that the commentary was talking about her being sick. I was at a house full of.
It was through the whole fucking match. How'd you not catch it?
I was at a house full of diehard wrestling fans that were louder than the commentary teams. I'm sorry, but.
That was a big talking point between Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee playing this weird babyface heel character that I'm kind of like, I don't know how I felt about Pat McAfee after tonight, because I'm kind of like, hey, wait a minute. Especially when we got to the end of this match. I'm like, what?
But, unfortunately, yeah, she was under the weather. It didn't give us the Becky we all know and love. It was a match. And it kind of panned out to how I expected. I expected, Mommy to come out on top. I got no complaints here.
I think that's the one safeguard, is the fact, at least for me personally, didn't matter who's going to win. So I was going to be happy either way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, it was a good match. I was expecting a little more. And hearing Becky was sick, I'm just like, you could see. But hey, it is what it is. We don't always agree. We've told you that before. That's why we're here. That's why we tell you all to drop your comments in below. We're not all about always agreeing. We don't always have to see eye and eye. And
they did plug that book hard though too, and I was like, okay, like we can ease off the book just a little bit, fellas, just a little bit.
Okay, you rather go buy Ronda
But,
Rousey's book, right? That's what you want to do. Okay.
The God, no, no! How dare you, sir?
Hating on the
How
fact that they're
dare you.
trying to promote a Becky Lynch book, which is getting stellar reviews across the board. I guess she's a really good writer.
I did like her outfit. I was like, holy crap, she outdid Seth tonight, as far as I knew. But
Becky
it was
dresses,
a nice touch.
Becky dresses like Seth in regular clothes, and then dresses like, it's really weird. Becky, yeah, it's interesting.
But the book quotes and everything was a beautiful touch. I did like her outfit. That was great.
Anyways, from there we rolled into the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. The only way this match would end was both sets of belts being pulled down, which had told us previously that we were going to split these titles up finally. We had discussed this on Friday night when we discussed it. You know, some people come along and go, oh, they're going to split the belts. Like, no, what? Were you there for that conversation? Anywho, we had the Judgment Day defending their titles against DIY, the Awesome Truth, the New Day, A-Town Down Under, and the New Catch Republic. This, for a ladder match at WrestleMania, was okay. I don't feel it hit the high points. I feel like in the beginning, I felt like after so about midway through, weirdly, and it felt very weird. I'm not mad that they won. I think it's good because, I mean, Mr. Clarke kind of called this one, and it makes sense, and it's going to help them go forward, and they needed this kind of win to solidify themselves. But the Young Boys, as we call them, were A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory. About the middle of this match, just kind of climbed the ladders and grabbed the SmackDown titles, and they had the titles. It was kind of a weird stop, and they announced it, so they had those titles, and then they got taken out. Then it seemed that this match picked up a little bit, but I felt like you have 6 teams. It's a ladder match. I don't feel the big ladder match moments were there that we should have got. We got some good ones. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, I guess we got to give credit for them playing the roles of Shawn Michaels and Triple H in this match. It's DIYX. Kofi and Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods dressing what some people might say was his old Consequence Creed outfit, which is a spin-off of Apollo Creed from the Rocky movies. And, of course, Kofi was dressed in the yellow and black. And if you go watch, I forget what the Rocky is. What is it 2 that Rocky and Apollo take on, or 3? I thought 3 was Thunder Lips, or is that all part of Thunder Lips too? I forget.
That is the yellow and black is a part of the Thunder Lips one. It's number 3.
Okay. So yeah, no, Kofi came out being Rocky, and Xavier came out as Apollo Creed. But some people would say he looks like Consequence Creed because if you go back to TNA, he wore the red, white, and blue as a spinoff of all of that. Everybody else, mostly everybody else came out in some type of green. The Austin Theory and Grayson Waller came down in green. The Catch Republic came down in green. And Judgment Day came out looking pretty impressive. I don't know what mask Damian Priest had on. He kind of had a skull mask. I don't know. Maybe he got a makeshift from another tag team in another company that we don't like to talk about, because it kind of had that vibe, just a slight vibe of the Tampon Bucks mask. And then he kind of had the horn skeleton. And then
have the Tampon Bucks ever had anything like that?
They've had masks where they've had the horns.
I'm not recalling it, but okay.
Or maybe I'm just thinking of their logos back in the very beginning, where they have the head, the skull head with the horns, the deer heads, the buck head.
Yeah.
Logos, I would believe more like than masks.
Yeah, that may have been it. It was slightly there. It wasn't a big thing. And then, I think it was either Corey Graves or Pat McAfee who killed it with Finn Balor looking like he's coming out to poison the waters of Gotham, coming out in like a scarecrow mask from the. That wasn't the Batman Begins. That would have been that version of Batman. That was a really good version of Batman too. So we got some great outfits here. Let's see. I think it was who was it? Austin Theory or one of them that went through a razor's edge through a ladder at one point. Then Grayson Waller was broken through a ladder. He got tossed through a ladder. There was one spot where they dumped R-Truth dumped somebody off, but had to move the ladder over away from the tables. He didn't go through the tables. I forgot who went through it. Somebody went crashing through the tables. Johnny Gargano hitting a DDT, taking somebody from inside the ring, hitting a DDT out through a table. And Tommaso Ciampa looking like he was about to grab it, but he was up there with, I think, Austin Theory and took him down with an air raid from the very tip top of the ladder.
Crash. Fuck.
Yes.
What about the airplane spin? Y'all didn't like that?
Oh,
strong
yes.
boy.
The young, strong young boy.
Tyler Bate with the
Tyler
airplane
Bate.
spin.
Did an airplane
and a ladder. Like, that was
with Bálor on his shoulders and with a ladder on top of Bálor, and did the airplane spin. There were some moments, but for me, it was like I was waiting for a 6-man ladder match. I figured these guys were going to do some stuff, because when you come from the era where you saw the Hardys, Edge, and Christian, and the Dudleys go out there and kill it, and then you see these 6 teams that should have gone there. I think Austin Theory and Grayson Waller kind of got out easy. It's like they got the titles and were out. And then finally, the last titles, R-Truth got his big WrestleMania moment. Has never won a WrestleMania match, I guess, in 15 years, or been associated with a winning match. And so they gave it to the Awesome Truth. The Awesome Truth are the Raw Tag Team Champions, and A-Town Down Under are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. R-Truth and The Miz, the Awesome Truth, get their titles. R-Truth getting the big moment. This was something. And when they kept talking about it, I'm like, yeah, they're going to give the Awesome Truth this moment, because they kept saying, oh, R-Truth never had his WrestleMania moment. And I felt like I was starting to have flashbacks of Matt Cardona's moment when he was Zack Ryder and he was getting his moment to win the Intercontinental title match on a ladder. And now I'm kind of like, so is this, will R-Truth and The Miz, will R-Truth's WrestleMania moment last longer than Zack Ryder? Because Zack Ryder, I guess they will, because that was when WrestleMania was on Sunday. He instantly lost the title to The Miz, if I remember correctly, on the Raw after Mania. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how long R-Truth and The Miz will keep these tag team titles. I think this is a very transitional, for whatever reason, other than giving R-Truth this moment. I think this was giving, and it's not to say R-Truth didn't earn it. He's done a lot of good work over the last several months, especially working with Judgment Day. So I get giving him his WrestleMania moment, giving him his flowers in this match. But I don't see him holding on to the tag teams very long. Priest tried for a South of Heaven on The Miz off the top of the ladder. That almost went nasty. But everybody came out of it. But there wasn't, this is, the 3-star match went 17 minutes and 27 seconds. It's just, I guess I come from the era when I know the Dudleys and Edge and Christian and the Hardys, when you think of them and the ladder match. And then when you even go back as far as Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon in the very first ladder match at WrestleMania, where Shawn Michaels pretty much wrestled Razor Ramon and a ladder all in one night. This just didn't, with this many teams and with the New Day, who always seem to do some craziness and DIY, because Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are going to go out there and kill themselves. Just don't feel some of these moments lived up to what could have been maybe just a little more. Not that I wanted to see anybody get hurt, but I just felt it played a little safer in a ladder match. Mr. Clarke, your thoughts?
Bloodthirsty, Archa.
I don't know,
but that's like you said. When you compare to Edge, Christian, the Dudleys, the Hardys, how much more dangerous do they have to be to get people's attention? You have to go higher. You can't go that much higher without killing people.
I know that. Can't. I know, but it's so when you see this many people.
Safe is not a bad thing. That means we get to keep these characters on TV.
No, I get being safe. I understand that. I was just wanting a little more. You had 6 of these teams, and I was just waiting for a few more higher spots. But we got some. Oh no, that was on another match. There was one amazing holy spot that's going to come up in the next match.
Like, yes, I will agree with you. It was safe. But again, I don't think safe is a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm just saying I think
this isn't AEW. They're not going to do reckless things on a ladder.
Well, I don't want them bringing out glass, fake or real. No, nobody needs to go through a plate of glass and 6 chairs. No, but I was kind of like, there was a few moments where it just was like, nah. I really felt the beginning of the match was a lot safer than the ending of the match. The ending, after Grayson Waller and Theory got their titles, then it was like everybody got a little crazy.
Is that fair? Mr. Z, do you have anything to add?
Tommaso Ciampa dropping his finisher off the top of that ladder was reminded me of what he did in the steel cage. I was like, it looked a lot better. Yeah. And then Waller going through the ladder.
Ugh.
I was like, all right, that reminded me of 31 when Ambrose went through it. I was like, good callback to that. But yeah, I'm happy they split the titles. They gave R-Truth his moment, his flowers. I was cool with that.
Hopefully they do something
But
with the
yeah,
tag teams
but like you said,
going forward.
being the only person in the room to cheer for Team Young Boys for winning the tag titles, and everyone but one person getting the only one person in that room to get the joke really made me feel out of place.
Yeah, no, it's good that they split the titles. Hopefully this means that Triple H is going to give us new tag teams. And we are in a new era. We saw the whole new opening, which was a whole lot better. And Triple H voicing that open. I can't wait to see what we're going to get coming into Raw and SmackDown this week. From there, we rolled into the next tag team match. They seemed to put all the tag team matches on tonight's card and didn't give us a little mixture of tag team matches. But anyways, we got Rey Mysterio teaming up with Andrade to take on Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Santos came out with his crew and Dirty Dominic, and then Rey came out with the LWO and Andrade. You can shut up now. This was a good, solid match between these four. A lot of back and forth, things falling out. At one point, Escobar tells Dominic to grab a chair and beat the snot out of him. He doesn't care. Escobar is trying to distract the ref when two larger-than-life luchadors come hopping over the barrier and take the chair away from Dom and toss Dom into the post and throw him in. And then we get Andrade hitting his, I don't know what they call it, but he hit his trap DDT with a spin, like, I don't know. And then we got the 619. They roll Escobar and Dominic back in the ring. Rey hits a double 619. I don't know, where was it? They came in. Oh, two huge men, masked men emerged from the crowd and attacked Escobar and Dominic. They didn't attack Escobar, really. They attacked Dominic. Anyways, we get the 619. We get the splash. Rey and Andrade get the win here. We didn't get anything. Carlito didn't do anything tonight, so I don't know if we're going to have to wait and see how that story plays out. Rey noticed the two oversized luchadors. They got in the ring and unmasked, and we found out it was Philadelphia Eagles, Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. So they got a big moment, took off their shirts, and everybody was excited. This match went 10 minutes, 59 seconds. I don't know. It was a good match. I mean, there wasn't anything necessarily bad. Indy was kind of funky because you got two oversized luchadors. I don't really know how the football players play into this. I guess because Rey came out in the Philadelphia Eagles. He had the mask green, and in his pants he had Eagle logos along with his logos in a mixture. So I guess that was it. It was just kind of a weird ending when all of a sudden you're kind of like, oh, who are these two guys? And then it was them. I'm just like, okay. I don't know if it helped anybody. Like, I don't know if it did anything. It just kind of happened, and it was. I think that's what kind of took me out of, like, okay.
It was just a celebrity tie-in. That's all it was.
Yeah. So
wouldn't be WrestleMania without it.
No, and I understand that, but this was just a really weird match, a really weird moment the way they did it, because you just weren't expecting it.
I'm just wondering, like, I didn't know that luchadors on the East Coast beefed up like that, because I was like, damn, those are big-ass luchadors.
Yeah. Mr. Clarke, your thoughts?
The match itself was cool, but it's the ending. I'm just like, what? WTF? Just WTF?
It was an okay match, and it just kind of ended, and I don't know. And this feud and this whole thing is going to continue. So
exactly, that's why I was like, okay, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be continuing anyway, so we'll see how it goes.
Mr. Z,
I want to pick apart the entrances real quick because that seemed to pop the house. Andrade and Rey, obviously, but Andrade donning his mask, going back to what he was doing prior to him leaving WWE, which is beautiful. I like when he comes out wearing his mask, kind of reminds you that he did have a mask at one point. And then Santos's poncho was like the big hit of the house tonight. It definitely was it was fitting for him to wear that. It was really good. Other than that, like I said, the match was good. That spinning back fist or spinning back forearm, I was wondering if he really knocked out Dom with that hit, because good God, that looked like it hurt. Other than that, like I said, I didn't know that luchadors on the East Coast got that beefed up. They look pretty solid tonight. But it was a good match overall.
And there's only one person that seemed to get louder boos than Dominic tonight, and that was Kittle. George Kittle was in the crowd tonight in Philadelphia. He got more boos than Dominic, I think, tonight. But hey, I mean,
he had more heat than Dom tonight.
when you beat the Eagles, so they can't go to the Super Bowl. But then again, and when you guys go to the Super Bowl and choke, stuck in the middle.
I have a finger for you to tell you that you're number one, but we're not going to go there. We'd get kicked off air.
So you're acknowledging the tribal chief.
Yes,
you're selling out. You're selling out like Pat McAfee did tonight. Anyways,
tonight Pat McAfee's been selling out to the bloodline.
Oh, I know. Well, he's been selling out slowly, but it was a really different McAfee than we.
Pat McAfee is more a yeeter of worlds than Mr. Clarke.
I don't know about that.
Not saying much.
But I mean, it felt like Pat McAfee and Corey Graves were teaming up on Michael Cole tonight more than any. They were just like, wait, this is something different. Anyways, we got the big brother versus brother match after this. We got Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, and this is probably one of the ones that are probably going to have a split reaction to. This didn't do anything for anybody. I think the wrong person won here. You didn't have any outside interference. It fell very, very flat. For two brothers who are supposed to be mad at each other, as mad as these two boys should be after Jimmy's cost Jey so many championships and opportunities, I was expecting a lot more out of this. I can't even say this is a yeet match. You can't even get yeet excited here tonight, because it was just Jey got the Uso splash, 1, 2, and 3. This match went 11 minutes, 7 seconds. But there wasn't a whole lot to get excited about. They didn't do anything that, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I kind of saw and why I was just kind of like, meh. This almost became the bathroom break of the night. Mm-hmm. Mr. Clarke, your thoughts?
Jimmy Uso is dead. His character has no point. He's purposeless. I mean, I expected Jey Uso to eventually get a win over Jimmy, but I expected Jimmy to go over tonight to give him some legitimacy. But because he didn't, he's been booked like a fool for, how long has it been? Why, as a character, does he have a job anymore in the bloodline, let alone on SmackDown?
Yeah.
What is his purpose? Is he a jobber to the stars now? I mean, is that what he is?
It was a decent match.
Having Jey go over tonight just kills Jimmy off completely.
Yeah. Decent. These were two brothers. I was waiting for. We've seen Owen and Brett, two brothers, and they had a hell of a match. Very technical match, but a hell of a match. And then when you saw Matt and Jeff, they had a hardcore match. What we got here was just kind of blah. This felt like two brothers fighting and this felt like two brothers who got mad. This felt like two brothers rooting for different people at WrestleMania who got in a fight in their bedroom at home, more than a wrestling match. Mr. Z,
the only thing
thoughts?
That this.
Go ahead.
Hold on, just a second. The only thing that these two did more is that they gave the Young Bucks more than a run for their money with their own super kick party.
Took the words out of my mouth. I'm literally going to have a shirt made that says, "Make the super kick great again." Because tonight there was so many, it lost its point.
Cody and Seth Rollins gave a run for the super kick party too tonight.
Oh,
That's
my
fair.
goodness. But,
your thoughts on this match.
I was hyped going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, I was like, well, that deflated real quick. Like you said, the wrong person won. It would have made more sense having, Jimmy go over, kind of tie in a little bit deeper. But, I'm not the Booker man, so.
No, I don't even know if this was necessarily the Booker match. I just don't know what this match was supposed to give us, and I don't think it gave us anything. It didn't elevate Jey any better, and then it didn't do anything for Jimmy, that's for sure. But it didn't really make Jey feel like it didn't feel like that solid. You beat your brother, you overcame your brother. That big moment, it just wasn't there. And of course, they may.
But think about why. It's for the simple fact that Jimmy had not had any legitimacy. Yeah. So even beating them, what does it mean?
And of course, I think a lot of people were taken out of it because they announced Jey Uso, and he came out to Lil Wayne singing him, and they called Lil Wayne the greatest rapper of all times. And I'm like, so you're telling me Tupac never existed? I mean,
don't get us started.
How does Snoop feel about that? I mean, what about Dre? You know, let's bring up Eminem. What about Dre? And then Dre would probably say Eminem's the greatest rapper of all times because he had said that. But Lil Wayne, I'm kind of like, WWE. Why would you say that?
Because anyone who's tied to WWE, they try to act like they're the best. They did it for Limp Bizkit. They did it for Kid Rock. It's whoever's working with them at the time.
Well, Limp Bizkit was good when they used them. They were one of the big bands at that time. And then when Kid Rock came around, Kid Rock's great at what he does. Lil Wayne hasn't been relative since when? When was Lil Wayne's last anything?
First of all, I'm the wrong person to ask. But I do know that he does have his fan base. So he don't listen to rap like that to begin with.
No,
they could have went and got a better East Coast rapper out there.
I get he has his fan base, and I'm not docking him for
something.
I'm not docking him for what he's done or how good he is. I'm just saying I can't buy he's the best, and maybe that's West Coast favoritism. But I mean,
but you ain't got no love for the East Coast. No, we don't need to go back.
Well, I don't know because
down, Mr. Clarke.
You talk about the East Coast, and you got to talk about the P Diddler. I mean, Puff Daddy. I mean, Sean Combs. So. What? Come on, and then we're kids of the '90s. One of the greatest lyricists of that time was Tupac. I mean, Tupac gave you good music, but every one of his songs had a deep, impactful message. If you really just ingested his lyrics, if you really listened to what he was saying, was it always pretty? No, but it was more real than some of the stuff we get these days.
I don't listen to rock of these days, let alone rap, so I don't know what's happening today's music.
Anyway, yeah, you are that old guy.
6 months deep, fellas, and people still said tonight was awesome. Not bad, not bad.
You know, if people thought it was awesome, that's more power to them. We're not here to, say they're wrong. We're just here saying this is how we felt. Oh. For me, overall, it just didn't feel like it lived up to the hype. It got better in the end, and we're getting there. Yep. Anyways, up next was a six-woman tag team match. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control. Damage Control came out. Dakota Kai, mad respect. She came out in barely anything. So out in that frigid temperatures they kept complaining about, gotta have mad respect because there wasn't much of a costume there. And nothing wrong with it. It looked good on her, and hey, more power to you. Then out came Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. They came out on a lift that took out. Naomi had stolen Julia Hart's hat, so I'm sure we're going to hear about that from the fans that they're popping AEW again because she had a big old brim hat with lights in it. So the hardcore AEW fans, since we're a hardcore AEW channel, we're hardcore fans of AEW here.
This hardcore AEW fan wouldn't wear a legendary shirt like this, okay, folks? So don't get it twisted.
Well, would a hardcore wrestling
there you
fan
go.
AEW wrestling fan still be repping?
Sit there and say that you became a CM Punk fan when he was on AEW. Don't get him started.
Bullshit! I was a CM Punk fan before that. Before he even showed up on WWE, and I knew a little bit about him. Anyways. Naomi, this was a decent match between these three women, and Jade Cargill gets to hit her, the chance to hit with this person called it Glam Slam, but they have a different name for it when she uses it. Do you know what it is? Jaded, there we go. She hits Jaded, which is, the Glam Slam. She does her pin, gets the pin for 1, 2, 3. This match went 7 minutes, 58 seconds. I thought it was a good match for these 6 women. I hear a lot of people are hating on it, but I thought it was decent.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Well,
was entertained.
This person gave it 2 stars. People said Jade Cargill. Some of the rumors, Jade Cargill's no better than she was. What was the point in all this weight if she hasn't gotten any better than she was? I mean, she looks better than she was ever presented in AEW. So I don't know. I thought this was a good match between these 3, but then maybe I didn't have my expectations set this high.
Exactly.
But this was a big moment. I think this is also playing into the moment that you had. If you watch the media afterwards, the big push on this whole thing was you had 3 powerful, very talented black women in this match and coming out with the win. So that was, representation for a lot of that, which, I don't think you can hate on. It makes sense. A good moment there. And the 3 of them win. What will this mean going forward? I don't know. Is this feud over? We're going to have to wait and see. Mr. Clarke.
I don't know the future, but like I said, I was entertained by this match. Of course, then again, anytime that you can put Dakota Kai on my TV, I'm happy, so. And she's wrestling, so, I mean, it's not like when she was still injured and she could only just be there. All 6 women did their thing. I mean, I don't know what there is to complain about, but
Mr.
definitely
Z?
no complaints from me.
I'm not complaining at all. It was a great match, a great showcase. Obviously, like I said, Jade came out and did what she was supposed to do: be quick, powerful, and impactful, and get the win. I was digging the look. She had kind of like the Lady Frost short haircut tonight, which was solid. I think that fit her more than the long hair. It worked better for how her look is now. So yeah, no complaints at all.
Kind of notice Jade kind of almost felt like she represented Storm. Besides, there's a Storm coming, but I mean, X-Men character Storm. You kind of had Bianca, who kind of looked like Cyclops when she came out because of the glasses or whatever. I was still trying to figure out Naomi, like what was she supposed to be associated with? I couldn't quite tell from her costume.
Whoa!
But yes, we'll hear.
Okay. Finish up what you're saying real quick. We got breaking stuff coming right here. Wow.
I finished.
Go ahead, shoot it.
Wednesday, Dynamite. And I hate bringing up AEW, but this is going to be interesting. Young Bucks are going to have backstage footage from All In, and we'll discuss it for the first time on Dynamite.
Until I see it, I don't believe the hype like that.
Well, this is coming from Sean Ross Sapp reporting it.
Doesn't matter who's reporting it. I'm saying, depending upon what they actually show, we'll see if it's worth getting hyped up over. Because initially, it's not going to get me hyped.
It's
you got to prove.
I hope it's footage of them getting choked out. I really hope
it wouldn't be them choked out. It would be. This is stupid, honestly. They didn't want to address it then, but now that Punk's come out and made their addressment, they're going to spin it to make themselves and to make AEW look good and CM Punk to look bad.
I need to see if I'm blocked by them yet, because I'm getting irritated as hell now. Thanks, man.
They're looking for that badge of honor.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna get it one day.
I want to start busting out.
It's not today.
Someday, ooh, someday.
This is not going to be good for. I love how they're pulling this out right after WrestleMania when night one went off the air. Go ahead.
No, I'm looking right now, but this is everyone on Twitter, as far as podcasting related, IWC is biting into this. Not biting into
I guess this is why I don't read Twitter like that. In the last few weeks, I've gotten more into it, but I haven't been on Twitter this much since 2017.
I just wanted to see if there was anything else going on or anything interesting, and that just popped up in the feed.
Gotcha.
And very interesting. So, well, I don't even think that's good for AEW. Why do you need to address it now? It's already too late. Punk already put his piece out. Now you're going to try. And we know what's going to happen from there.
Tony Khan is not being a boss by not stopping it. He's promoting it. He's allowing it.
Yes. Well, he's
#
behind it.
Tony is not a boss.
He's going to allow it. They're going to go out there, and this is just going to escalate because then Punk's going to come back and say,
booking.
we're going to have Punk on the Raw, not this Raw, but the next Raw, probably coming out and talking about whatever. This is just, this is not a good look.
Or he may ignore it and just continue his storylines with the people he's got storylines with.
Real quick, fellas, I just stumbled on a video. WrestleOps just posted Charlotte Flair giving Rhea Ripley a big squeeze, big hug, big congratulations. That's respect right there, folks. We'll take that any day. Way better than the news is popping up right now.
So did you earn your badge yet? That's what we were waiting for you to tell us.
I'm waiting. I'm finding out right now. Let me get it. Come on, please. Come on, badge of honor. Come on, badge of honor. Damn it, no. So
I didn't try.
You guys keep talking.
I didn't even try, and I got blocked. Mr. Clarke barely went for it.
A little bit, just for the hell of it.
Well, that was after I got blocked. You're like, oh, let me just see. And then you eventually got blocked. This fool is diehard trying. He's going after it
the whole time.
Yes, I am, and this isn't working.
He's going diehard on them, just like he will go through any channel. He might get blocked by Tony Khan before the Young Bucks. Oh boy. Anywho, let's move back to
try so hard that Twitter says no, you cannot have an account anymore. But the Young Bucks will not have blocked him.
Anyways, let's get back into WrestleMania because the best match of the night came on after this. The Intercontinental title match, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. They introduced Sami and told you from the very first moment that Sami was winning this. Sami was in the backstage area with his wife and son, talking to them as he walked through the aisleway up to Gorilla. Then he ran into Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens gave him a big hug and gave him props. He was talking to his wife and his son, then he ran into Chad Gable. Chad Gable gave him props, and then he went further down. He was about to hit Gorilla, and there was Kevin Owens standing there giving him his props. And so you just knew Sami was going out here and winning. And Sami they told a beautiful story here. Talking about in-ring story, Sami took everything Gunther had. Gunther playing kind of a Brock Lesnar role at times here, where he would beat down Sami, but then goof around and be more interested in taunting Sami's wife than finishing the match. Sami took multiple power bombs at one point where you're just like, oh, this is done. And Sami kept kicking out. Gunther was just beat the hell out of Sami. Sami got the true underdog treatment. And Sami showed you a whole new level of hulking up. I mean, Sami Zayn hulking up was far better than any hulk up by Hulk Hogan. He was laying on the mat while Gunther was talking to Sami's wife, and he starts kicking the leg and pounding the arms, his whole body flopping like he's having a seizure. He comes out and
Old
he
school
takes
Hulk up, man.
Oh, yeah. We haven't seen it in so long. It was beautiful, and it was great for Sami. And the way Sami does it, it's just gotten more interesting. Sami hits a brainbuster from the top and connects with another haluva kick, and then another haluva kick. Gets the pin, the 1, 2, 3. This was definitely a 4-star match. It went 15 minutes, 41 seconds. It was beautiful. It was the match of the night. And I don't think you could ask for anything better. Sami and Gunther went out here and stole the match. They stole the night. If there was nothing else to watch on the show, you have to watch this match. This was the best storytelling of the whole night. This was beautiful. Sami got this moment. He got the Intercontinental title. Even though he was an Intercontinental champion before, the way they represented it, he's almost like he won his first title. My only thing now is that Sami last year won the tag team titles, right? This year he won the Intercontinental title. Are we going to tell Sami's story where he gets to win a world title next year? I mean, WrestleMania, go tag Intercontinental World. Could this be the road for Sami to be a world champion on the main roster?
One, I definitely would not be mad at it. Two, Sami plays a classic fighting from underneath character. So the fact that this went as well as it did does not surprise me. We have watched him over the years from his NXT run up to the present, and we know just how good he is. Which is why when we're going, okay, so who, if anyone, is going to be able to beat Gunther, it's got to be Sami. He's the only one with main event credibility. He's the only one that can tell the story the way it needs to. Well, not the only one, but the obvious choice, at least, that could tell the story the way he told it. Like, Chad Gable could do it too, if they wanted to push that trigger. And at some point, I'm still thinking there's going to be something between Chad Gable and Sami.
Well, and they set it up tonight because Chad Gable said, you owe me a favor. So we have to see how that plays out.
They
I think
played
that's
into
gonna be
it
an
like a
interesting
Rocky
pairing
3.
also.
It was great.
No, it was a great match.
I'll
Best
take it.
match of the night. So, I mean, they came out and gave it to you. It was beautiful. There was story there. We talk about stories. It wasn't just a storyline that got us here, but in the match, they were still telling a beautiful story.
Mm-hmm.
From there, we had the main event. The tag team match, the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth freaking Rollins. And this was a good match. It eventually broke down. The Rock basically threw the rules continuously out. He showed his authority by telling the referee, "No, you're not going to do this." And it pretty much became it became pretty much like a street fight. Everything was going on. It was back and forth. A lot of near falls. There was a lot of moments here you thought Cody and Seth were going to pull it out. Cody was going for his third crossroad. And why in the hell, Cody? You look like an idiot. I'm sorry. I love you, Cody. But you look stupid. Okay, last year he was going to hit the trifecta, the crossroads. Last year he started 1, 2, and then he started backing up when he did the third one. For whatever reason, he backed into Solo Sikoa, got spiked in the throat. This year he hit the first one, he hit the second one, and he starts walking around the ring and backing up instead of hitting it, and he walks into being beaten with his the belt by The Rock.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you look stupid there, Cody. Why are you like walking backwards? Just hit the move. You hit it once, you hit it twice. Now it was a little too blatant when he had to walk all the way over. When you started seeing him back up, you're like, oh great, who's going to attack him? And he got smacked by The Rock. Roman hits a spear. Then Roman tags in The Rock. The Rock hits the rock bottom, followed by the People's Elbow, and we get the 1, 2, 3. The Rock defeats Cody. This match went 44 minutes and 28 seconds. 4 3/4 star match. I think you're smoking crack. I think it was that great of a match. The Rock did okay here. I mean, he was
slow.
Yeah, it was very slow. I don't know how you give it 4 stars. It wasn't horrible, and there was decent storytelling. And yeah, Cody and Seth, you thought were going to win, and at one point, Cody put The Rock through a table with a rock bottom. And then Roman speared Seth through the barricade over in the ring keeper's area.
Timekeeper table.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was good stuff, but in the end, you see Cody just screw up, and you're just like, why would you do the same mistake as last year? The great parts of this really came after the match when Cody sat in the ring, and you could see it written on the face. Cody can sell. That's fucking for sure. Cody was selling his disappointment after losing. And I think we all knew that it was probably not going to be Cody and Seth winning this. I'm surprised Solo Sikoa didn't play a bigger role in this tonight. But there is one question that you do have to ask yourself about how this is going to play out going into tomorrow night. At one point, Roman was setting up for a spear on Cody. Seth dived in and pushed Cody out of the way, making Roman spear The Rock. The Rock sold a spear from Roman harder than I think he sold a spear from Goldberg. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the Goldberg. He sold that spear pretty damn hard, but I remember the first time he got speared by,
I know what I'm watching
Goldberg.
I got to see which one's better.
But at this point, so this leaves it open. It's at the beginning of the descent of the bloodline. Will we see another one of these tomorrow? Will we see The Rock turn on Roman in the end tomorrow? You already speared him once. It may be too soon.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Which one sounded like it hurt more, Bianca's hair or the belt? Both of them sounded nasty as hell.
But yeah, no, I would agree with you. It would be too soon. I think they can continue this bloodline story, but I don't know if they want to. So I don't know if we're seeing the seeds planted if he's going to turn on tomorrow night. Roman speared him tonight. I don't know what the fallout is. And what if he speared?
Look like an accident.
Yes, but still, The Rock's the final boss. He's him. You speared me. Who cares? And again, this is an accident. Tomorrow night, what if he spears him again? I'm wondering if we're going to see, because we know that with Bloodline, everything's going to go down. So we know The Rock, Solo, Jimmy's all going to be out there. We don't know if there's going to be a new member of the Bloodline showing up tomorrow night. This stacking the deck against Cody is what needs to be done. Cody is definitely winning tomorrow. They told you that tonight for sure by stacking this card, because this is going to be the story about Cody overcoming. If Cody doesn't win, what are you ever going to do with Cody? Nobody's going to be into Cody anymore. Cody's going to be kind of done. It just, you can't get behind him if he doesn't win.
Like Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But Jimmy Uso really was never pushed in the beginning with, except as a tag team. So
Yeah, that's true.
they push Cody so hard, if they don't let him win, then Cody's going to be obsolete. And then you're like, what do you do? Especially since he just re-signed with WWE.
I want to get a few words in before I forget. Starting with the start of the match, it was slow, yes, but what it looked like to me was the 80s style where you're anticipating. So, you might do a lockup. You're listening to the crowd. It's like you said, yes, it's very slow, but it's very deliberate also. And the other thing I want to nitpick on is if Cody has to do 3 crossbones to get someone down, he needs a new finishing maneuver. If it takes 3 of them...
He wasn't hitting his Cody cutter on point either, because it looked like he was missing that by a mile.
Yeah, but I think with somebody like Roman, who's in God mode, you have to do a trifecta. It's got to be more than one of your finishing maneuvers. I get the rolling crossroads, so I get it. It's just, to me, seeing Cody walk backwards again. It's like, it looks stupid when he has to back up to get to the spot he needs to be in. Because then it takes you out of the match. You're like, okay, why? He's got to back into a spot. And then you see it from a mile away that, oh, this is going to get screwed. And why did The Rock...
If he didn't need to do 3 crossroads...
Oh, I know. And then,
that's to me what makes him look ridiculous.
And we got, at one point, we got dual pedigrees tonight, too.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
even though they didn't get the win off of it, it was kind of fun.
Here's the question. Why did The Rock need to get the pin? Not that he followed up with it. Not that he presented the belt to Mama Rhodes either. I mean, he didn't finish through with that. So it was just like, I guess maybe tomorrow.
Rock didn't finish his story.
That's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be a bloodline rules. But it was weird that The Rock kind of got the pin here, because I'm like, I would have thought Roman getting the pin would have added more discouragement to Cody, because, well, he couldn't beat him in this match. What makes me think he's going to beat him tomorrow night,
Right.
Getting pinned by The Rock's just kind of like, okay. I don't know. And this, again, it may be going into the overshadowing of how they're starting to talk about, oh, is The Rock overshadowing Roman? There was a lot of Easter eggs and commentary tonight about what the future might bring with all that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we're split. The majority of people thought tonight's show was awesome. So the other people are split between
if you enjoyed
good
that,
and average.
I applaud it.
Tomorrow night, I think it's going to be picked up a little better. I think one thing that would be awesome that I've heard a little rumor, somebody said it and I repeated it because I was like, this would be really cool. WWE is having working relationships with TNA. Wouldn't it be cool if they were able to get AJ Styles' TNA theme song there in the end, and like maybe just remix it a little bit, but keep the same beat, but maybe just add the WWE flair to it, and have him come out to that.
That'd be great. That would be great.
AJ does need a new theme song. The Phenomenal one, he's been listening to that one. It's great, but I'm kind of like, I'm over it. He needs something different. And I don't know. I guess in the beginning it was okay, but for everything I know about and the way AJ's been presented as a Georgia boy and, kind of how he is, I'm like, it just never seems to fit him. But I guess Atlanta does have a big rap scene, so I guess rap mix there. But I'm just like, I don't know. I need something different for him to come out to.
Well, the thing is
especially since he's gotten all.
Especially recently, he has not been presented the way that song is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the bigger issue, I think.
Yes.
I think the song can fit his character, but you have to book him that way to be, especially since he is all buffed up and everything, make sure they don't want none,
Yeah.
That's why having him with the OC would have been great. But they separated them for the time being.
I think there's time to change his music and represent. He's still phenomenal, AJ Styles, yes, but I just think it's time.
It's like you brought up the OC, and I'm over here dreaming that they would let Carl Anderson bring his machine gun theme to WWE, his Bullet Club. That'd be beautiful.
Oh, did you hear Tony
just
Khan?
The opener.
Tony Khan paid as much as 1 year's salary to get the rights to Give Me My Bullets by Leonard Skinner for that one show on Ring of Honor.
Oh, for Mark Briscoe?
Yes. He paid more than one wrestler's salary is what he quoted. It cost me more than 1 year of a wrestler's salary, so somewhere over $100,000. I didn't know music rights can get that expensive for one night, for one show, for one entrance, but okay.
Oh, yes. If you're talking about a mainstream artist, oh yes.
We got 9 people in here, folks. Hey, folks, go ahead, drop a comment. Let us know what you
Woo! We had 64 viewers come through here. That is awesome.
Hey,
I should
by
see
all
more.
means, folks, drop a comment. Let's talk business.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania. I mean, talk to us. We got a little bit of time. We pretty much covered the show. What are your thoughts? I don't know if there's anything the boys want to add to this.
You didn't answer my question, though, guys. Which one sounded worse, the hair or the belt?
Too comparable. I actually couldn't tell you. That's like asking me who did I want to win, Becky Lynch or Mommy. It was like the belt or Becky Belair's hair. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to go with Belair's hair tonight. I think that was louder.
Yeah.
There you go. 68 viewers.
But yeah, folks.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's talk. Go ahead and talk to us, folks. We got some time. It's all good.
Yeah, we don't got another show to get ready for tomorrow. Everybody's going to be at home tomorrow, right? No delays.
Yes, I'll be at home tomorrow. Like I said, I went and enjoyed it with some family. You know, got the kids involved. They were all having a good time. Bunch of boys in the house. They had a blast.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Good night. But yeah, no, WrestleMania night 1, Saturday night. I keep calling it night 1, but they're calling it Saturday.
It's been called both interchangeably.
Night 1. It's okay. It's okay.
But we definitely felt the different era this year. Very different era.
Yes.
We have seen the change. We are in a new era. You could feel it. Triple H came out to open the show. And now the big question is the announced attendance, the official attendance for tonight's show. Because if tonight's attendance is the actual attendance in that building, then they outsold All In. If that is the true attendance. Now, well, they had more people in the building. I guess I can't say they sold more tickets. All In sold 81,000 tickets, but they only had 72,000 people in the building when they did their.
Let me talk to my boy because he was over in there's a standing room area only too, so I'm gonna see if that was packed out as well.
So we'll see because there
a couple folks over there. We'll have to see.
Because with the attendance they had tonight, if it's true, the physical attendance in the building, the physical body count may have outweighed AEW's All In. I always say that because Tony Khan tries to boast this big ordeal like he did something special, but then when you're going back into the very same building the next year, but you're only going to half fill it, it makes you go, what?
Attaboy, Tony, you're doing a great job. Half the crowd.
No, he's going to hurt himself he's going to hurt himself because he's not focused on getting stuff ready for a pay-per-view called Dynasty. He's going to let the Young Bucks go on national TV and talk about CM Punk, apparently.
Hey, Tampon Bucks, do me a favor. Block me, please. Just get it over with and stop trying. I'm not getting no sleep.
Wow.
I'm not eating.
Wow.
Drinking water. All hurting me.
He's literally asking for it.
I hate to take up WrestleMania time, but we're not having a roundup this week, and we're here. So, I mean, if people want to talk, we can talk about anything at this point. But it's very, very interesting that
people in the room. Let's talk.
It's very, very interesting now that they want to release footage from All In. Well, we were told a long time, there was video footage of all this, but now after Punk came out and said his little,
it wasn't even.
And here's what pisses me. No, the only NDA was at All Out. This is the video footage from All In. Stay with me.
Oh, where Kenny Omega got bit?
No.
Supposedly.
That's another. Yeah.
Anyways, but I mean, we're talking about the All In where they have footage with the Jack Perry situation, which I guess they're probably going to show that CM Punk was choking out Jack Perry. I don't know what they're going to show. But it's very interesting. They've had this footage all this time, and now they want to come out with it. And here's the other factor. Everybody wants to say, oh, CM Punk's anti-AEW, and he bashed AEW so hardcore. But he didn't. He didn't bash him. He just said his piece about what happened. Now, granted,
he was clearly happy at one point.
Yes.
He was.
Now, he did call it an indie company that's not there to make money, but then again, Tony Khan proves that's, at times, it looks like an indie company that's not trying to make money, that they're just about putting on matches. It's not like people want to twist it, make it like CM Punk was out here just totally bashing AEW. I'm like, no. He made statements based on his opinion. He's like, this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. What did everybody think of WrestleMania Night 1? We have 80 people who came through here. That's awesome. One of the highest live. Well, yeah, it should be our highest live ever with 80 people, 82 people. They keep coming and going.
How'd it go? Idaho.
I guess we're waiting for the last details. We pretty much talked about everything on WrestleMania. We've been in here for over an hour now. I don't know if there's anything greatly to add. We were just briefly talking about the Twitter news, I guess, that broke, and I guess Tony Khan made sure it came out now because he knows that'll get everybody talking about him.
Well,
Well,
I'm
that's
still not going to watch
interesting.
Collision. Still don't care,
No,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. Oh, and they have
Oh, that was
Dustin.
great.
They had Dustin Rhodes on Collision tonight, throwing out a huge challenge. So that's interesting.
You know what?
You should have
They're
put
right.
hashtag
I am.
tampon bucks while you were at that one. But that's still
For
a good
36
picture.
years of blood, sweat,
Well,
and
he's trying to get
tears in front of thousands and
My wife,
thousands
who
of
posted a
fans
picture of
all
them
over
looking like
the
Dumb and
world.
Dumber.
Every town imaginable, every person
Yes.
imaginable, I
Yes, I
have
saw
stood
that.
across from in that.
And you know what? She'll probably get banned before you.
Don't
That'll
say
be-
that.
That'll be hilarious.
One day, I
If she
will
gets banned before
become
me.
world heavyweight champion. 36 years later. There's one thing that I have not accomplished,
Hell of
and
a
that is
night, folks,
become
hell of a
the
night.
world
But we're still
heavyweight champion.
Great.
Got tomorrow to
Samoa
go.
Joe. Although you're under no obligation to face me,
Tomorrow,
I'm
Monday,
asking you,
Monday,
Joe.
Sorry.
Give me a chance. I challenge you for the
Something
world
wants you directing
heavyweight title
air, off
on
air. Just
Dynamite
by the way,
next
you
week
look-
in Charleston, West Virginia.
Oh no.
I'm done.
I'm
I'm done. AEW can go. AEW can go jump off a flipping bridge. If you want to tell me that AEW is stealing or WWE stealing shit from AEW, tell me why the fuck tonight they just had Dustin Rhodes cut a video package where he says, I haven't finished. Well, he didn't say I haven't finished my story, but basically said, I haven't finished my story. That I was told I'd be a world heavyweight champion. And in my 36 years, I've never been able to be world heavyweight champion. He has just challenged Samoa Joe for the world title on Dynamite.
I would call that a Rhodes trademark more than just a Cody thing, because Teal does it also.
Mm.
You know, for the Dusty Rhodes Foundation,
Yeah.
just different things. So
Yeah.
the marks will definitely say it's an AEW thing. I look at it more as a Rhodes thing, and you know he's just gonna get fed to Samoa Joe, so it really doesn't matter.
I know, but
I
they're
love
trying
Dusty.
to. But
I
if you
love
listen
Dusty
to this promo package, like I haven't been to world champion and I need to be world champion before I'm done, it's just like, really, this is the time you want to do this? And especially since Dustin's on Twitter saying "fuck the Rock," I'm like, oh,
That doesn't bother me at all.
like you want to.
Nah.
Dynamite's going to be interesting. Well, at least they'll probably get more than 752,000 average viewers, like they did this past week. Where they lost, they started off with 933,000 and lost down to 615,000 after the first 15 minutes of their show. Adam, hey, Adam, did you see what you did for Dynamite? Click. I gotta not look at Twitter because Twitter. We had 91 people come through here. That's awesome. Wonder if we'll see 100.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just kind of running it to see if we'll reach 100 live. We're still live on air.
Since we're not gonna do, we're not doing a roundup. I'm gonna go ahead and drop one bit of information that we'll talk about on Tuesday. Still, your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion El Destino Tetsuya Naito. I'll leave it at that. There's other stuff that happened, but I just want to let you guys know Sonata came up short. I was kind of hoping that wasn't going to happen, but it is what it is.
You were rooting for Sonata?
And laying you two
I
out
want to see
after
that
the
other
match.
belt come back.
What
I'm
is your reaction to
sorry.
that?
I don't like this.
Well, my action is
No, I'm with you on as
pretty
far as
pissed
the
off,
design.
Lexi, and once again, like you said, Lion Hook with a very impressive
Yeah,
victory
just a little bit I've seen of
over
Sonata.
Taylor and Moriarty. But after Lion Hook's impressive victory,
Yeah,
we get an
but-
impressive right hook from
but
Anthony
it will
Ogogo
be
to my face.
Official. When
You laid us
Shikai
out,
will
STB.
get
Congratulations.
Moxley, Mato, for the
Lion Hook beats STP tonight, only to get laid out by Anthony Ogogo, who's, I guess, the newest member of Shane Taylor promotion.
Where did he
Like I
come
said, there's
from?
something-
I ain't seen him in a minute.
A little bit of Ring of
Was he in
Honor, a
catering?
little bit just kind of out.
Ladies and
Oh, and
gentlemen,
then
it's been
starting
your...
the 11th. Starting
Okay.
May 11th, real quick. Super Juniors. The Super Juniors. Winner of that goes on to Wrestle Kingdom to take on a champion for the junior heavyweight title. So May 11th, we'll start the long tournament of that. Hey, Tony, this is how a tournament goes. New Japan's going to show you how it's done properly. So pay attention.
Somebody showing a picture of Tony Khan at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Well, he was in Philadelphia.
Superimpose.
That's
I
not
don't
saying
know.
much.
He was in Philadelphia. I mean, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor was there in Philadelphia. So
Yeah.
And he's a mark, so I wouldn't be
Bunch of shows
surprised.
were in Philadelphia this week.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was there. Maybe not for all of it. Well, Collision was already taped, so yeah.
Maybe he was watching how a actual card gets booked properly.
Oh, he's trying to figure out if he could get Becky Lynch and Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
Maybe he's saying, I wish I could have presented Jade that way because she looks better.
Well, that's a better picture. I hadn't seen that picture. Of course, Stand and Deliver. I guess we can briefly talk about Stand and Deliver being an awesome event. Selling out 16,000 seat arena. Blowing anything AEW can dream of out of it. The Stand and Deliver without a big name sold almost more tickets than the last pay-per-view, Revolution, that Sting did his retirement match at. And we know Tony Khan's crying because he couldn't sign Julia. So WWE can't sign big top names and big free agents, but they signed Julia. She is officially a part of the roster, showed up on NXT.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Sitting next to William Regal. So you know she's being taken care of for sure.
I mean, the
And
rumors
real
have
quick-
been that she's supposed to do something with Stardom's former founder. I can't remember how to say his name, but who was
Well-
also in that crowd at Stand and Deliver
Yeah.
in that same
Well,
picture.
Yeah. Well, William Regal was
She's
there.
supposed to help
Well,
him start his new promotion, and
Yes.
then eventually come over to WWE.
well,
That's
you've
been
heard
the
One more thing before we get on this real quick. Our good friend Lance Archer came out with a new shirt, Monster Sauce. You guys got to check that out. I might have to go get one myself. Showing
What is
love to
Monster
the Murdoch
Sauce, though?
Monster?
you gotta tell people what Monster
Him and
Sauce
Alex
is.
Zane. His tag partner, Alex.
Gotta give the
And then
history
they
and the
had
details.
Minoru
You gotta make it
Suzuki,
make
so-
sense.
Yeah. So and now they have Minoru's tag with him during WrestleMania weekend at a card in Philadelphia. Had Suzuki's Monster Sauce with a great tag name. So we had a little bit of Zugoon reunion
yeah.
for a little bit there.
Julia is part of WWE in some form. Of course, now Stardom looking like they're buddying up with AEW, the new Stardom that Tony Khan's raising. It's very funny.
Well, on Ring of Honor's pay-per-view,
Yes.
it was a 6-woman tag match. It was nothing but Stardom gals.
Today at Wrestling World, they introduced the Bray Wyatt statue.
Okay.
Very,
That's
very
beautiful.
awesome looking
Yeah,
statue.
I seen the statue. Yeah.
So, I mean, Stand and Deliver was a great show. It might have been better than WrestleMania tonight at some point. Showing you building younger talent helped. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes giving you a hell of a match. Hell of a
Tore the
match.
house down.
Oh.
Mhm.
Joe Gacy and Sean Spears having a hell of a match, even though Rich Holland started off interfering. So I guess Rich Holland may be aligning himself with Sean Spears in some way from that match. What else was on there? Oh, Ilya Dragunov in his match. I forget who it was against.
The Dawn.
Yes, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D'Angelo.
They had an amazing
Yeah.
match. The tag team match of Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin definitely reinventing himself. Yeah, you're on crack. All In was greater than
Solid
WrestleMania
stuff
40.
right there.
I don't know about that one. We're just scrolling through stuff, talking about stuff. If you want to join in the chat, join in the conversation, feel free. We are sitting at 97 that have passed through here. I'm surprised you want everybody to buy this T-shirt. I'm surprised you didn't throw hashtag tampon bucks on that one.
Oh, I know.
There he goes. Who the hell cares? Hashtag tampon bucks.
If, like I said, you get blocked before me, I'm just gonna.
I'm rooting for your wife to get blocked before you now, just cause. I hope she does. I'm all supportive of it. You need to get her to just hashtag tampon bucks every day. Every day, just have her do it, just once a day.
The block bucks.
Yes, we are totally rooting for you to get blocked before he does by the tampon bucks.
Is gonna cash in on the Rock.
Yeah, we've seen that. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
That's.
We may see a cash in. We may get a cash in. I don't know if it'll be after Seth Rollins beats Drew, or how we're going to see that come out, or if Drew's going to win and then Damian Priest is going to cash in on Drew. I still feel that Judgment Day is going to fall apart without the tag team titles. Even though Mommy came out and gave high praise to them after losing the tag team match, he gave high praise to Dominic at the press conference. I always want to say media scrum, but it's press conference when you're talking WWE.
It's professional doing that. Yeah.
99. Welcome. 99 people have come through here. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We have 10 votes. We are still looking at the heavy majority. Looking at tonight's show is awesome. So that's great. We will be back tomorrow night to cover night 2 or Sunday, WrestleMania 40 Sunday. And we will be breaking down all down after that show is over. A lot of good matches still to come. LA Knight, AJ Styles, Io Sky versus Bailey, which Mr. Clarke is ready to see. What else is on that card? Oh, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That should be a damn good match. Are we going to see a cash in? That's a wait and see. There's other match cards. Why am I not remembering what some of these other matches?
I don't know. Maybe the main event.
Well, I'm trying to save the main event for the last one we talk about because that's usually what it is.
The U.S. title, the triple threat, Randy Orton, Kevin.
Oh
Owens.
Yes, the U.S. title, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. That should be a good, solid match. Can't wait to see how that plays out. And I feel like there's one more good match that should be on that card other than the main event. Let's see. No, that's not the one I wanted. That's night 1. Do we have anything for night 2 yet? Night 2 card. Okay, here we go. This is what I want. Night 2. In the street fight, Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, the Street Profits versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akar, and Razor, the Authors of Pain. That'll be a great match. It's probably going to spill out everywhere. LA Knight, AJ Styles, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. title. The WWE Women's title, Io Sky defending against Bayley, and Seth Rollins defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. And, of course, the main event now, Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWF Universal title against Cody Rhodes in what is going to be a Bloodline Rules match. So, we're going to have 2 major street fights, I'm sure, by tomorrow.
I think it's yesterday, the day before, I seen a picture of Karrion Kross having a cigar. I mentioned they picked the big win. I'll light one up before we.
It is going to be interesting how it all plays out. And Mr. Z, hopefully you can talk to AT&T because you're starting to lose signal here with us. And with that on sound, anyways, this is the Value Wrestling. We've reached 101. Thank you for 101 people stopping by tonight. We appreciate you. If you're coming through here and you're seeing us for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the Value Wrestling family. At 1,000, we have a couple of things. We're going to have a dance-off video for Mr. Clarke. He's practicing his Prince Nana dance for sure. Mr. Z is going to have to find a really nice shoe to do a shoey. and he's going to give you a shoe, and then we're going to give away a wrestling action figure. I don't know which one it is. Winner may get the pick out of a couple of different options we have. So a lot of things coming. So hurry up and subscribe. Get us to the 1,000 mark. We got a lot of things going on. Other than that, make sure you ring the bell for notifications. Give this video a thumbs up. I see that. Well, I have to probably look at it the other. Oh no, we got 7 likes. Thank you. That's awesome. We appreciate you all for coming through here. If you want to come in tomorrow night, join us. We'll be covering night 2. Join in the conversation. Tell us what you think, what's going on. But until then, we will see you on the next one. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.